Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundless success to join today. Let's get you to the next level.
We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
The tax debate begins. Harvard investigated by the EEOC. The trial of P. Diddy starts, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Trump signed a sweeping executive order Monday, reviving the most favored nation policy, directing drug makers to match U.S. prices to those paid in lower-cost countries. The order applies to Medicare, Medicaid, and the private market. Price targets must be set within 30 days, and enforcement action will follow if companies fail to show significant progress within 6 months. Trump claimed prices could drop by up to 90%, but critics warned the order lacks specifics and could face legal challenges. Still, groups like the American Association for Retired Persons backed the move, saying high prices force too many seniors to skip life-saving medications. Members of Congress will begin debating a 389-page bill today that includes trillions of dollars in tax cuts, extending Trump's 2017 cuts. It also has some hikes to offset a portion of the cost and several items promised by President Trump on the campaign trail, including no taxes on tips and overtime pay. The draft legislation represents a first stab at the one big beautiful bill the president has sought, but with a narrow majority, it's unclear whether Republicans will band together to pass it. One issue that could cause divisions is the SALT limit on deductions for state and local taxes, which has irked Republicans from high-tax states. The bill raises the cap from what it was cut to during President Trump's first term, but not as high as some want it to be. A federal judge on Monday denied an injunction request to prevent the Department of Homeland Security and Internal Revenue Service from partnering to permit U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement agents to access taxpayer information to locate illegal immigrants subject to deportation. The order by U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich came amid a lawsuit seeking declaratory and injunctive relief to prevent the IRS from sharing personal tax information with the Department of Homeland Security for immigration enforcement purposes. Before the court is the plaintiff's motion for preliminary injunction, docket 28. For the reasons that follow, the court will deny the motion. At its core, this case presents a narrow legal issue. Does the Memorandum of Understanding between the IRS and DHS violate the Internal Revenue Code? It does not, the order stated. Arizona lawmakers have outlawed encampments on public university campuses as protests continue to erupt at schools across the United States. Democratic Arizona Governor Kate Hobbs last week signed House Bill 2880, which bars people from establishing or occupying an encampment on a university or community college campus. The law also requires school administrators to direct people who set up encampments to immediately dismantle them or vacate the campus. Those who set up encampments may be held liable for damages to campuses, and those who do not leave are subject to trespassing charges. Law enforcement agencies must enforce the prohibition on establishing or occupying an encampment, the law states, and they have the authority to remove an encampment and any individual or group from campus that has violated the prohibition and refused to comply with the direction to leave. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is investigating whether Harvard University unlawfully hires faculty based on race and sex, arguing that the school's own data provides evidence of discrimination. The probe is the latest federal action against the beleaguered university, which last month sued the Trump administration over its decision to freeze more than $2 billion in aid to the Ivy League school. In a document initiating the investigation, the EEOC cited materials on Harvard's website, many of them now deleted, in which the school bragged about increasing the number of women, non-binary, and/or people of color on the faculty. The largest increase was in the share of non-white tenure-track faculty, which rose by 37% between 2013 and 2023. Sean Diddy Combs' trial began in New York. During the trial's first day, prosecutors claimed that hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs didn't just create a successful music and fashion empire, but also ran a criminal enterprise in which he forced people to participate in freak-offs. Attorneys for Combs, who has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges, said any acts were consensual, but acknowledged their client's violent temper. He is not charged with being mean. He is not charged with being a jerk, one of his lawyers said. He is charged with racketeering enterprise. One of Combs' alleged victims, his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify in the high-profile case today. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.